day. It's the best day of the month. You just got paid. And you probably paid some tax as well too, didn't you? Have you ever spent time thinking about your tax code and understanding it? That little collection of numbers and letters on your payslip. Basically what it does is tells HMRC when they can start taking tax from you. So it'd be good to understand it. Let's talk about it. Now, let's start from the basics. Technically, we all have a tax-free allowance. So the money that we're allowed to earn each year before we pay tax. And that amount is currently, and has been for quite a few years now, £12,570. Now we say technically, and the majority of us have this because there are different circumstances that will change that tax-free amount for you. Now, times when this could be lowered, for example, might be that you owe tax from previous years for whatever reason, and this is being collected through your PAYE wages, or you could have chosen to do this. So if you complete a self-assessment tax return, whether that's for self-employment, rental income, taking dividends from your company, you can tick a box that says, I don't want to pay my tax as a lump sum actually, please take it out of my wages. So that will therefore lower the amount that you're getting tax-free because they're going to take some extra tax from you. So that's your choice. Another thing could be if you've got multiple employments, let's say you work 2 part-time jobs. So instead of getting £12,000 tax-free from this one and nothing from that one, your tax code could be split between the two. So you could get basically £6,250 tax-free on both. So therefore your tax code, instead of beginning with the 1257, will begin with 625. So those numbers at the beginning are, well, you're going to add a 0 to the end, and that will tell you the amount of money that you are earning before paying tax. That number could also be higher than 1257. So let's say, for example, you've got the marriage allowance. So if your spouse earns less than £12,570, they can transfer 10% of their tax-free allowance to you to kind of even out the earnings within the household, the tax you're paying. And so your tax code will be a bit higher and theirs would be a bit less. And there are other allowances. So for example, if you are required to wear a uniform for work, but you have to wash it at home, there is a washing allowance, which will give you a little bit of extra money and other things like that. So your number might be different as well. Now, the second part of your tax code is the letter. And this goes into more detail about your personal situation and why the number is the way it is. So the most standard one, again, will be L. I don't know which one's going to work. That just means standard. So it's most likely to be 1257 L or L. Some other examples. So if you are taking part in the marriage allowance, it will have an M on the end. If you have got the extra 10%, and the partner that's given away the 10% will have an N. If you owe tax from a previous year and that's being taken off of you, it might say K on the end. Kind of a sad one, but a good one to be aware of is 0T, which means you've used up your personal allowance, you earned more than HMRC thought you would, and so you're being taxed on everything. So those are a few of the common ones, but there is a complete list on HMRC's website, of course, for you to have a look at. And one last thing to remember before we start worrying is that HMRC are assuming that you are earning the same every month for the whole year. So like 12 months of earning the same amount of money. So instead of being able to earn your 12 grand for the first few months and not paying any tax and then suddenly losing 20% of your wages, what they're doing is taking 20% each month of your earnings over the tax-free amount. So 12,570 divided by 12 is £1,047.50. So what they'll do, anything above that will take 20% or 40% if you're in a higher tax bracket. They will take that tax every single month instead of a lovely few months without tax and then suddenly getting hit with it. And that pretty much is how it works with your national insurance contributions as well. The good thing about this system is if your wages do drop, you can be refunded any tax that you've overpaid pretty much straight away on your next payslip. And if your tax code changes, then you will receive a letter from HMRC advising you, and your employer should be notified as well, but do let them know because they tend to find out after you do. And if, of course, at that point you're concerned or you think they've got it wrong, please don't hesitate to speak with your employer, reach out to your accountant. We will be happy to explain what's gone on and to help you get it changed if need be.